Ordinary families. How can they get their slice of the action? Well, for a start, there are jobs galore out west, and soon there'll be thousands more. If you're lucky, a couple of years' work could set you up for life. But be warned, it can be rough out there. Rough and very, very rewarding. It's 5 a.m. Peak hour in WA's booming north.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to West Angeles, where the local time is 7:25 a.m.
It's the start of a typical working week, and miners are touching down all over the Pilbara to cash in on Australia's $15 billion a year iron ore bonanza.
Everything's on a big scale. You know, money's on a big scale, tyres on a big scale, everything's on a big scale.
2 years ago, Tony DeKaya was teaching maths to high school students. Now he's driving 200-tonne trucks at Rio Tinto's West Angeles mine. It's a long way from the classroom, isn't it? Are you just amazed at the scale of all of this?
Yeah, it's different. It's incredibly different.
Because everything's big.
Everything's big, that's right. Everything's in millions. You know, everything you do is millions, you know. You talk millions of tonnes.
Maybe that's a big truck.
Yeah, fun to drive, just try it.
Truck as well.
Check these rock ejectors here.
Yep.
Mining's traditionally been a man's world. But it was Tony's wife, Jeanette, who first threw in a city desk job to work at the mine. Tony followed a year later, also lured by the big money.
I couldn't make this sort of money in Perth.
When we had 3 kids and I was at uni, we were probably on 35,000. I remember times like that, and now we're on about 220, you know, 230 together. So it's quite a difference.
Here it's just so nice to relax, and the stars, hey, the stars at night are
Yeah, if you say, yeah,
magnificent.
And sitting here with a few beers, it could become very addictive. Living in the heat and the dust certainly takes a bit of adjusting. And Tony and Jeanette's company Donga isn't exactly palatial, but the views are breathtaking.
If someone had said to you 5 years ago that you'd be sitting outside your donga having a beer, would you have laughed at them?
I would have probably said, "What's a donga?" That's probably what I would have said. What do you mean? What's a donga?
Yeah.
And if they'd explained that to me, I would have gone, "Oh, I don't know about mining. They're all got shaved heads and, you know."
Hillbillies. Doors much like on the scheme you've got really. All doors
Like many miners, Tony and Jeanette are fly-in, fly-outs. After working for a fortnight, they come home for a week to their adult sons.
Oh, yum.
The creature comforts of Perth and Tony's brand new toy, a $20,000 Italian speed machine. Is it the best thing you've ever done?
Well, it's probably a little harsh on the kids, but it certainly is. It was a great thing.
It's the best thing we've ever done financially, and we do wake up every day and think about how lucky we really are.
Thank goodness for mining.
Well, for us anyway, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest boom means some mighty big holes, and it doesn't come much bigger than this. Mount Whaleback, 2 kilometres across, 6 kilometres long. It's the biggest single iron ore pit in the world. And at current prices, it's making BHP Billiton more than $5 million every day of the week. It doesn't stop there though. The company says they'll keep digging here for at least the next 25 years. It's a round-the-clock race to turn Pilbara rocks into rivers of gold. And it's left BHP Billiton's iron ore boss, Tim Crossley, desperate.
We need workers, yeah, we need workers, and at the end of the day, we can train anyone from any background really to be a proficient and productive and safe employee.
But it's not just the mining giants who are raking it in. A new breed of hungry mining entrepreneurs are muscling in on the action.
We're going to take rocks like this, Liam. We're going to dig them up, crush them, put them in trucks and then put them on ships, and we're going to buy some of them back as Toyotas. Really. And like everyone who's driving a car has got to realise that half the iron in that car has come from the Pilbara.
While thousands of workers are heading for the Pilbara to make their nest egg, geologist David Flanagan is out to make an almighty fortune.
There is going to be infrastructure all through here, and there's going to be a stack of deposits mined all through this area. And we're going to get it up and running and then grow it to 3 million tonnes per annum. It's going to be fantastic. It feels like a new frontier. It feels like no one has given it a red hot crack, and we're going to give it our best shot. Oh, that's got so much iron, you could weld it. Yeah, well, something that's got that much iron in it. It's pretty good.
Dave, when you see that, you'd be pretty happy, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, no, we are. Yeah.
More money.
That's it, yeah.
David's the boss of a junior prospecting company called Atlas Iron, and he hopes to have Australia's newest open-cut mine on this patch of the Pilbara within months.
Well, just here on this tenement here, we think we've got about 20 million tonnes.
So we're talking about billions and billions of dollars.
Oh, it's huge. As long as there's someone who wants to make something out of steel, there's going to be a need for iron ore. And it doesn't come cheaper or better than the Pilbara.
How long can the boom continue?
We think at least another 7 years of very, very strong demand and very strong prices.
You'd have to be busy, wouldn't you?
I'm about as busy as a one-legged river dancer. There is a lot going on around the place.
And what bloke wouldn't get excited about the Pilbara? 3 kilometre long trains and get paid 160 grand to drive them. 200-tonne trucks and 100,000 plus to sit behind the wheel. Talk about getting paid to play with the ultimate Tonka toys.
I'm about to fire, so push arm. Count you down.
And how's this for a job?
4, 3.
Guaranteed to
2,
blow your socks off.
1, fire.
Flicking the switch on $500,000 worth of explosives. And who knows how many tons of dirt. But for all the boys' toys and the big bucks, they still can't get enough workers up here. At Tom Price, one of WA's most established mines, there's 100 job vacancies.
We were here one day, I went down and it was all from then on, it was all sweet. You
That
know,
was it?
Yeah,
You had a job just like that?
yeah. It's that easy.
Melbourne Boilermaker Brian Kenny pulled into Tom Price with his wife and 2 boys a month ago. He got a job immediately. And on more than twice the money he was making back home in Victoria.
I was probably lucky to be on 30 or 40,000 for the year, whereas up here I should be over 100,000 for the year.
Would you like egg and bacon?
No, thank you.
Just salad?
Yes, please.
Brian's wife, Sandra, got a job the very next day.
Do you think most people in the eastern states appreciate how big this is?
I don't think they can grasp the enormity of it all because it's huge. I mean, even just your general wages is huge over this side. And that's was part of the reason why we have stopped as well, because we could never make this kind of a future for ourselves over on the east side.
Couldn't make this sort of money at home in Victoria.
Oh, definitely not. No, definitely not.
But there's a price for living in this workers' paradise. Finding decent accommodation is almost impossible. Home is a tent in the local caravan park, a sacrifice the Kennys must make to get a slice of the boom.
We can actually see a long-term future in front of us and not having to work our guts out for the rest of our life, basically. I mean, the money's there, the boom's there, and it's just making that step, making that commitment.
So this boom for you really is life-changing.
By doing what we're doing, hopefully we'll be able to just get that one step ahead and be set for when we're old. Old. Real old. Older. Older.
Late 90s to around 2000, you could have probably picked these houses up for about 150 to 50,000.
As more blow-ins arrive in the north, the housing crisis is pushing rents through the roof. and transforming the most unlikely streets into Millionaires Row.
What are these houses along here worth?
You'd be listing them around about the 800,000 upwards for the fibro type houses. The brick ones could be even getting close to $1 million now.
800,000 for a fibro shack.
That's about it, yes.
Accommodation is so tight here in Port Hedland that even a local pub has been bought up and shut down.
It's been closed down and turned into accommodation by the mining companies who obviously need to find opportunities of mining.
Fancy closing a pub down, turn it into housing.
Well, there's a few pubs in the town, but that's been...
Sacrilege.
It is a bit of a sacrilege. Catching anything? There you go. See, it's a bit quiet, isn't it?
Rob Fry brought his family to Port Hedland from Tasmania 19 years ago to run the local TAFE. Back then, the town was a relative backwater. He's witnessed the soaring profits for mining companies and record royalties for government. But Rob says Hedland has little to show for it.
This is the engine room of Australia. There's no doubt about that. But the fact is that for all the money that is going out, a very small, minute amount is coming back.
Has this boom caught a lot of people by surprise?
Absolutely. It's surprised everyone.
This growth spurt has caught us a bit by surprise, and we're catching up. I mean, we're trying to catch up, and we're working fast. And you know, I think if you come back here in a couple of years' time, these places will look significantly different.
Meantime, the boom seems unstoppable. Here at Port Hedland, they're sending $130 million of iron ore overseas every week. It's already Australia's biggest tonnage port, but get this, the miners say in the next 5 years, they will triple that figure. Right now, Hedland is desperately short of nurses, teachers and child carers, lured away by the high mining pay packets.
Port Hedland is an upside down town. In this town, it's the workers, the tradespeople, they're the people with all the money.
So the blue-collar workers here earn a heck of a lot more than white collars.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even my own children, they do very well and they exceed my income.
As the Pilbara chases Asia's unquenchable demand for iron ore, so the relentless push for manpower must continue. There is no doubt this boom is causing growing pains for mining towns. But for those willing to go west, this is indeed the land of opportunity.
Has been the icing on the cake for us, definitely.
We've kind of eaten our veggies and now we're having a big dessert.
I can't imagine mining being any better. It's sticking out of the ground. It's almost, I reckon, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get in and to do something fantastic. No, it really is. No, it's pretty good.
Hello, I'm Liam Bartlett. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other